How do you know an athlete has changed a sport? When arenas sell out?
The energy here
When TV ratings shatter
absolutely
records?
electric.
When millions of people start watching for the first time? That's exactly what happened with Caitlin Clark. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. But stars like Caitlin Clark aren't created overnight. Long before the sold-out arenas, before the record-breaking crowds, before millions of fans knew her name, there was simply a little girl with an orange basketball and a dream.
I want to be the best. I want to be the best there ever was. I want to make this team the best WNBA team there's ever been. But also, I want to win for my teammates. I want to win for this franchise.
Clark fires. Steps back with the three over Brianna Stewart. Caitlin Clark rising from the ashes. Most dynamic player in the game. Clark, a deep three. You bet.
Growing up in West Des Moines, Iowa, Caitlin fell in love with competition almost as soon as she could walk. She played against anyone willing to challenge her. Boys, older kids, it didn't matter. She wasn't trying to prove she belonged. She simply wanted to win. While most players practiced the shots they were expected to take, Caitlin practiced the shots no one believed she should take. Deep three-pointers, quick releases, difficult passes. Again, and again, and again. Thousands of repetitions. She wasn't chasing highlights. She was building confidence. Every early morning, every late-night workout, every missed shot was preparing her for a stage she couldn't yet imagine. When Caitlin arrived at the University of Iowa, few could have predicted what was about to happen. She wasn't just another talented freshman. She played the game differently. Her shooting range stretched far beyond the three-point line. Defenders stepped back, and it still wasn't enough. But scoring was only part of the story. She saw passes that others didn't. She turned impossible plays into routine highlights. Every game felt like something unforgettable might happen. Before long, people weren't just watching Iowa. They were watching Caitlin Clark. It didn't take long for the rest of America to notice. Every week seemed to bring another unforgettable performance, another impossible three-pointer, another sold-out arena, another record that had stood for decades, falling. Defenses tried everything, double teams, traps, full court pressure. Nothing seemed to stop her. But what made Caitlin Clark different wasn't just how many points she scored, it was how she scored them. Shots from the logo, no-look passes, dazzling assists. Plays that belonged in video games more than real life. Fans weren't just watching basketball anymore. They were watching a show. Families gathered around televisions. Students camped outside arenas for hours. Celebrities, former NBA stars, and even people who had never followed women's basketball started tuning in. Every game felt like history could happen. And, more often than not, it did. Then came the moment that cemented her place in college basketball history. Caitlin Clark became the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer. Men, women, no one had scored more. It wasn't just another record. It was a moment that captured the attention of the entire sporting world. But becoming the face of a sport comes with a price. Every game was analyzed. Every missed shot became a headline. Every hard foul sparked debate. Every rivalry dominated sports talk shows. Some believed the attention was long overdue. Others questioned whether one player deserved so much of the spotlight. Opponents wanted to prove they could stop her. The physicality increased.
I mean, the fist in the throat is crazy. It's crazy. It's dangerous.
The expectations became heavier, and with millions watching, there was nowhere to hide. Yet through the pressure, Caitlin Clark continued to compete the same way she always had, fearlessly, confidently, and with the belief that every game was another opportunity to make basketball bigger than it had ever been before. The greatest sports stories are usually told after a career is over, when every championship has been won, every record has been counted, every statistic has found its place in history. But Caitlin Clark's story is different, because we're watching it unfold in real time. Years from now, people will debate where she ranks among basketball's greatest players. They'll compare championships, awards, records, but there may be something even more important than all of that. She changed who was watching. She inspired a new generation of young athletes to believe that impossible shots weren't impossible after all. She helped bring millions of new fans into arenas, onto couches, and into conversations about women's basketball. Records will eventually fall. New stars will emerge. That's the nature of sports. But changing the direction of an entire league, changing the way people see a game, that's something very few athletes ever accomplish. From a little girl in Iowa with a basketball and a dream, to one of the most influential figures in modern sports, Caitlin Clark didn't just change the WNBA, she changed what millions believed women's basketball could become. And perhaps the greatest chapter of her story hasn't even been written yet.
I never questioned it. It never was oh, why am I playing with the boys? It was just what I did. And those are seriously some of my best friends to this day, and they always message me and are so proud of me. And those are some of the boys that know I would beat them one-on-one. So it's funny they would admit that, but it's honestly I think a huge reason of who I am is growing up and playing that way. And my dad was my coach even when I played with the boys, and they all loved him too. And obviously growing up and having two brothers, I think that certainly helped. I was always around, boys that pushed me and wanted to play sports. And yeah, I think it was super special in my development. And also it was never something that ever fazed me. It was just I'm a girl, I can hold my own. This is not anything I've been afraid of.